And I'd like to address the last meeting. Last session's debate over procedural issues should not overshadow our primary mission. As your council president, I accept full responsibility for this and am dedicated to upholding the principles of civil discourse and mutual respect. These principles are vital as we positively engage in the democratic process and work collaboratively for the betterment of our community. Thank you.
I'm Pamela Reynolds. I live in the Easton Club on Oxford Road, across from Poplar Hill development, and right in the middle of what the development proposed by MHC. Like Miss Milkey, I was kind of pulled up short with time to look at the ordinance of number 803 or 804. I'm not certain the ordinance number, about the change in the zoning for R10. Poplar Hill is R10. The underlying land with Easton Club is R10, although there's of course the PUD that's presently under scrutiny for amendment. But they're proposed now, the change to the ordinance, to the zoning ordinance, would add 6 new houses. Mr. Thomas, I think, mentioned 5, but what I counted is 6 new housing types that to date or presently are special exceptions, and these 6 housing types would be permitted by right in R10. I find most of them some charming names, but they can have a considerable impact on the density to the developments. One is Cottage Court would be now permissible as of right. That's a series of small 1 to 1.5 story homes with a small footprint centered around a courtyard. Again, a charming name. Fourplex, we could understand that, a stack of 4 units. Townhouses, we've all seen townhouses, but I don't see the limit here. It says small to medium with 2 or more multi-story units with shared walls. So I don't know what the limitation would be. I imagine there would be a density limitation, but it's concerning. Triplex, again, understanding that would be a 3-unit stacked facility. Mansion apartment, another charming unit. Name is a 5 to 12 units on top of each other. And courtyard building, which is the 6th one that would be added to the of right rather than a special exception, consists of multiple sided or stacked around a courtyard. Again, not limited in the number of residents to that courtyard building. So I think we can all see that making these of right rather than special exception can have a tremendous impact on the density. To questions specific to tonight that I have, living in the Easton Club, living across the street from the Poplar Hill development, we went for how many months with Poplar Hill talking about growth allocations, dealing with the critical areas, dealing with commercial buildings, athletic fields, and then we were advised that the developer was dropping his application for the growth allocation, dropping the PUD application, and would go with a by right development, which resulted in about, I don't have the exact number, it's approximately 120 homes, which we all sort of, at Easton Club and surrounding areas where the traffic would be impacted, thought we can live with that. My question would be, what impact will this zoning amendment, if it passed, if all 6 passed or just a few passed, what impact would it have on Poplar Hill? Would we be back to the original or somewhat similar to the original Poplar Hill development plan, which was over 400 houses? Certainly we would be increased over the 120 plus houses that we're looking at, but that's a question that needs to be asked if Poplar Hill would be permitted to go ahead and increase its density with this new amendment. The second question would be what impact would the amendment have as drafted on MHC's PUD application? Will it apply to, let's say, the Easton Club because it's underlying R10, even though it is a PUD? And could MHC, who is the new owner and, of course, the one who's made the application for the PUD amendment, would they be able to take advantage of this amendment? I guess those are my two concerns, really. Poplar Hill, Easton Club. Would these developments be deferred for public to have time to review and ask questions? We really haven't had time. The questions that I'm asking tonight, I don't know the answers to. What I'm asking is the council, I would ask that they not approve, if they're going to make a vote on this tonight, that they not approve the changes to the zoning code, keeping these houses as special exceptions rather than of right, but at a minimum exempt the existing PUD at Easton Club and exempt the existing approval of Poplar Hill. My other point, and Ms. Milkey brought up, and I'm unclear on, is the expansion of time for a PUD application or commence construction. The first letter that I saw, I think might have been from the town, stated it was an expansion of time for approval of a PUD, the PUD application. But now, what I've been in looking through the packet, the agenda packet, it appears to be an extension of time to commence construction. So it's two different matters, and I'm seeing a shaking of the head from council, but I think we need clarification on that. Okay, that's it. I thank you for your time.